Hi friends, MD Vegan. Today I want to show you how to make date mousse. Here I have 2 cups of dates. I have some medjool dates and some smaller dates. Yeah, they're all pitted, of course. This is a medjool one, it's bigger. Yeah, this is a smaller one. Yeah, they're all different. There are dozens of different dates, and I thought I make an own video with a date mousse because sometimes I need dates for sweetener. My favorite sweetener. It's amazing sweetener. It's the healthiest sweetener there is, I would say, or one of the healthiest. Let's be careful. So I like to use it, and sometimes I just put date into a smoothie or a blender and a dressing. I use it all the time. And then there is no problem. I don't need date mousse for that. I put the date right in. Yeah. But sometimes I need a date mousse because when I make an ice cream, for example, in my food processor, then I have to put the date mousse in because the dates, that wouldn't work. They wouldn't be chopped up or smooth in the food processor. It has large blades and is slowly. For the date mousse, I need a blender. So I put the dates, a certain amount of dates is needed because the blender is, you cannot have smallest amounts. You need a little bit more with this kind of blender. That's a whole different story. But I have here, as I said, 2 cups or so, a nice amount of dates, that the blades are always covered. They never, if you blend it, sometimes there's the mold in the middle, and then the blades are free, the dates or whatever you have is outside, and then the blades running free, and that's not good for the blender. It can ruin the mechanics here, where the power comes from the motor, from the engine to the blades. There is something that makes the connection, and this can be destroyed if it's too powerful. If there is too much speed and there's nothing in the blender, can't do that too long. So it happens for a second or it doesn't matter, but you can't do it all the time. So I make sure that my blender has a certain amount of that, and of course I need some water, have a cup or half a cup or so to make it work, and I will see if I need some more water while I'm blending. It's not too much, you see, just here to cover the blades, here a little bit of water. That's it. And let's see how it works. It's not difficult. I did it many times. I said now I make a video so you can all watch it. I can always point to the video and say, here, I know how to make it. Blender dance. The dates are pretty dried fruit after all, and that means they have not so much water, it's dried, and that means it takes some time to get them blended. And I will do a little bit more. I scrape down the sides of the blender because some of the date mousse is always on the sides, but that's okay. I don't need to do it more, I guess. That's wonderful. This would be nice. It's good enough to have the baked date mousse here. I show you what I do here. The date mousse. Maybe it's too firm. I cannot even show you how it runs into the glass. You see, it's too firm. It doesn't run, and that's good. I want to have date mousse with less water. That's better because I always can add water to a certain dish, but I can't take out water. So if there's too much water in the dates, it might be not so good for my ice cream, for example, because when you have too much water in the ice cream, it begins to run away. Yeah, if you process the frozen bananas, for example, and you have too much water in the date mousse, it might be a problem with the ice cream that doesn't remain firm to make nice ice balls. And that's the main reason why I make date mousse this time. There are other reasons other occasions where I use date mousse. And the thing is, I have to say, I cannot make a huge amount of date mousse without using it pretty soon, because it turns sour. Dates have a 80% sugar or so very high in sugar. And so I put it into a glass like this, into the refrigerator. It's also good because right from the blender, if I was to use it now in the food processor, I have frozen bananas ready, put it in the food processor, put the date mousse, and then I process the ice cream. And if the date mousse comes straight from the blender, like now, it is warm because it warms up when I blend it. So it's good to have the date mousse ready in the refrigerator, and when it's cooled down a little bit in the refrigerator, then I can make my ice cream, put the date mousse in the frozen bananas, and then the ice cream remains firm and doesn't melt so fast. That's important if you want to have the nice, beautiful ice balls, yeah? So, and as I said, 80% sugar, that you would think maybe, oh, that keeps for a while because the dates don't turn bad. Yeah? You know that. You can put dates into a bag or so. You don't need to even have a sealed container. In a bag is enough. Close the bag on top and then you can keep your dates. They don't turn bad. They hold for a long time. They are dry. But as soon as you put water in there like date mousse and you put it in the refrigerator, even there it would turn sour after a week or so. So I have found out, I did that sometimes. Sometimes you put the date mousse in the refrigerator and then forget about it and do other things. Forget about the date mousse. Take a date mousse out again, and then, oh, it's sour. What do you do with sour date mousse? It doesn't have to be unhealthy necessarily. Probably it's still good. I don't know. It depends on the bacteria that fermented to get sour. But I cannot use it for ice cream or so. So I'm a little bit then have a problem here. So to make sure the date mousse doesn't turn sour, I have to use it in the next following 4 days or a week or so, and then it will not be sour. So this is the thing I want to tell you about the date mousse, how to use it and when. And one little side note with regard to its health benefits. I just wanted to know, to make sure, is it really healthy to eat dates because they are dried fruit? We know that bears on the teeth, sugar, high sugar, and ticks on the teeth, and that can be bad. I read about that, some anecdotal stories and so, how dried fruit can be bad on the teeth. So I usually don't eat dry, I rather eat fresh food and these kind of fruit and these kind of things. And then I came across the study. Dr. Greger has several studies about dates. I didn't know. NutritionFacts.org is my place for science, medical science, health science to go, because he published with his team, a large team by now, all non-profit. They publish all kinds of studies. They read all studies that are published in English. Every single study they work through. Can you believe it or not, on topic of health? And then they take out the studies they are more interested in for our use in the kitchen or so, yeah, and also in the medical science, in the health industry or so. There's a lot of business, and he looks what are the most important studies to publish for us, so we can, the first time ever, since he's doing that for maybe 8 years or so, he began, as he was alone with a small team, now it's a big team. It's a huge source for science. You can look up almost any topic. You will find a study, if it has been published. Dr. Greger almost certainly has it already, and he explains exactly, shows the graphs, and there's a transcript under the video. There is written out the text of the video. Usually they are 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 6 minutes. Doesn't matter. Depends on the topic. And dates. Yeah, they have videos. 10 years ago, the first videos were made on dates from him. And it says that it's one of the healthiest things at all. Even with 8% sugar, 80%, that's more than sugar in sweets, jelly beans, marshmallows, he quoted. They have 50%, 60%, so you would think dates are maybe not as healthy as these sweets you can buy in the shop. No, even with 80% of sugar, they are super healthy, no side effects. Even if you eat 7 or 8 dates for 3 weeks every day, super healthy for the gut. It's anti-cancer. It gives you a boost of energy because of the phytonutrients, the fiber in the dates that what you cannot digest. They are superfood for the intestines, for the bacteria there. 10,000s of different bacteria are in the intestines, and this is the hugest, the biggest place for the immune system in the bodies, in the intestines, and they enjoy having dates because of the fiber and the sugar and the other things in the dates. They only make us happier and stronger, and there's no negative side effects if you eat dates. So I wanted to make sure, and I was happy to find these studies. I'm going to let you know. You can look it up. It's there. Many studies on dates, and these are random studies, you know, placebo groups and everything. Very, very safely researched or so. No problem with dates. Enjoy your dates. I take them all the time. I would just order my next ones. I always have a batch of 4 kilos. Here in Germany we have a company that sells a little bit more. It's very inexpensive, and it's my preferred sweetener for all kinds of dishes. Of course, sometimes I make a cake that has to be light, white cream, for example, and you put dates in there, it turns brown a little bit. Sometimes I don't want that. I don't want this effect. Other times I need a small amount of sweetener with a high sugar effect. That's very sweet. Dates are not that sweet. For example, if you have agave or so, it's light and it's very sweet, and you need twice as many dates as agave, from the volume, to have the same effect. Sometimes I just need another kind of sweetener for technical reasons, or for the color or so. Then I have some extra sweeteners, but usually dates is my way to go. And now you know how to make date mousse. If you didn't know it before, it's very easy, as you see. Put some waters in a blender with a lot of dates, store it in the refrigerator, and use it up quickly. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you like my video, like it, subscribe, MD Vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day, and find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter.